Alright. Light has turned green, we have not dropped any frames as of yet, and my body has not ripped itself apart like a centrifuge out of control. Thus, it is time to return to Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth, here on Sound Goblin Gaming's Digimon Days. I am, as always, your host, the Krampus. Alright, and, so, in between... It's not picking up Discord audio. Hold on just a second. Oh. That would be why. Alright, try that now.
I'm Hunter Green, testing out to see if this works. It does. We're good.
Alright, fantastic. It helps when I don't set the Discord capture to be the same as the game capture.
That is true.
Alright. So, a lot has happened since the last time we were on Digimon Cyber Mondays here. I've done a lot of grinding. I found the quickest way to the Platinum Numemon line, and created 3 Platinum Numemon. I then ran around Odaiba a bunch with 3 Platinum Numemon in my party. And as a result, I believe we now have 4, maybe 5 people who are ready to Digivolve to Mega Form.
Nice.
I did hold off on Digivolve them until the stream, so that we could all join in the magic of Digivolution together.
Digievolution is a sin.
Digievolution is a natural concept.
Is there a Godmon or Kamimon or something like that?
There are the 4 Devas, but they also Digivolved, maybe?
And also, like, no, there's not really explicitly a god per se. Yggdrasil is about as close as you get.
I was more going for what Mon I was going to put in the thing as a sin against.
Alright, not the one I was expecting, but we'll go with it.
Shouldn't it have been the one you expected? Isn't this supposed to be a very specific thing? I thought that's what the spreadsheets were for.
This is what happens when you're only working with silhouettes.
Oh, that's fair.
Oh, we also got, this guy.
I'm not gonna lie, for a second there, I thought that was a Q-tip.
No, it's a beam, scythe, ball and chain combo.
Say it's a morning star with a crescent scythe at the end of it.
Oh, also,
I mean, my bigger question to you, Krampus, is what were you expecting?
for some reason I had thought that the Digimon that we were looking for had a blue hood. Or is that
No, we were explicitly going for Sister Mont Blanc Awake,
Okay.
not Sister Mont Seal.
Okay, got it.
We
Sorry.
could have gone to Sister Mont Seal ages ago.
It's been a long time since I've looked at that chart. Yeah, now we've got Mega Gargomon.
What?
Okay. None. None.
I have always felt there is significant design reminiscence in that to a Thomas the Tank Engine toy.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking
there's
that
a
too.
Very similar look to it.
I was having flashbacks of the Thomas the Tank Engine Transformer.
Uh-huh.
Alright. And that is everybody who is able to Digivolve. That's 4 more Megas that we've got.
Now, are they automatically going to be super powerful, or do they need their levels first?
Well,
Oh no, they're gonna be gross already.
Yeah, they're gonna be gross
Fantastic.
already. And the moment we pop out, we're gonna be in Odaiba again, so we can just do a fight and get them like 10 levels.
Nice.
How close are we on the other ones?
Varying levels. So Lilithmon needs more SP and int, and she's still pretty far away. I don't know if she's going to hit the point we need her to by the time this game is done.
You know what else she needs? She needs to stop shopping at Hot Topic. It has gone too far.
Twanimon just needs more defense and is a decent ways there. She's probably going to hit that by like level 78.
That's just a shiny Angemon.
Imperial Dramon is close. Just more levels in general. There's nothing he's desperately far off on. Except for HP. Honestly, that's probably going to be his big hurdle. Gallantmon honestly already has the defense he needs. Int is going to be the big factor, though. I don't know he's going to hit Gallantmon before the end of the game. We would probably have to go messing around with stat training. Try to artificially inflate his intelligence somehow.
We're saying he's dumb. Sorry.
I mean, Guilmon is dumber than a sack of hammers, and that really doesn't get fixed when he evolves. In the series, the only reason Gallantmon isn't dumb is because he's merged with Takato, who's marginally smarter than Guilmon.
There is something about that design that weirds me out.
What, Gallantmon?
Yeah. So, it's the face, in the fact that it's got the, like, the long snout. Oh, okay, from the side it's not as bad. From the front, it looks like a normal human mouth on the end of a snout, which does not mesh well in my brain.
Well, you kind of... It's the gradual turning of the head from a head into a hat. Because the end result is on Gallantmon, the head is...
It's like a mask.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the head eventually essentially becomes the upper part of a helmet.
Yeah, it stops upsetting my brain when I'm no longer looking at it directly face to face. Seeing it from the side fixes that for me.
And just as a result, because I had extra space, I decided on a lark to make a Sukunemon. So now we have a Sukunemon, which honestly is going to be a better data type than the Doru Greymon that we had earlier. I was going for a second set. Like, I was grabbing things from the farm island to Digivolve, but at the time I had to do grinding like this, I was only able to do our main team. Fight here.
That siren's in the background of the game audio, right?
Yes, that is.
Thank God. I was about to say, it's like, oh no, what's happening now?
One more for good measure.
And one for Jenny and the Wimp.
Yeah, it does also help when you have a team of 2 Digimon, brackets 3 Digimon now that we have Sakuyamon, who can just do area attacks. Imperial Dramon suffers a little because his is typeless and elementless. But when he's doing cleanup and only has to do like a fifth of everybody's health, it is perfectly alright. Alright. Now we head back home in this place with like 4 times the encounter rate.
What I'm hearing is just free XP and money.
Yep.
Death Parade Blaster is not elementless, by the way.
Is it light?
Yes, as you may be able to figure out by the fact that the light symbol is literally next to its name.
Do you know how quickly I was going through these menus and I was doing the grinding?
Also the fact that the description says light damage.
I mean, that could be a description not of element, but of...
It's literally
like
a
the strength of
capital
the
L.
damage.
It's capital element.
It's a capital L, and again, it literally has the symbol for light element next to the actual ability.
You can't expect anyone to use context clues to figure shit out. Even blatant ones.
Now that we're done with that, I head back to the office to see what the hell we were actually... Oh, right. This thing I've been running past. I noticed this when I was doing grinding, but I intentionally did not touch it.
What's this? People are talking shit?
Hey. We're here anyway. Property stuff down here.
That's them again.
place sounds a lot more exciting than it actually is. Old three-legged Matthew, they call him. They call him that. Never mind.
I'm gonna say we can't say that.
Alright, trusty assistant. Now, all four of these are almost certainly going to be Digimon related, so I need you to go over there and keep them safe.
Yeah.
Was this official? Was this the official merch for the doll?
Hmm.
Jeez. Man, Barbie turned weird in a parallel universe. Also, if you're wondering where the music went, that it's not anything wrong with the stream. The game just doesn't have music here for some reason.
Weird. I mean, I guess it's supposed to be a creepy atmosphere, so
Yeah, something
the
like
lack
that.
of music is supposed to be creepy. Like, that's the only thing I can think of as a design philosophy on it. As opposed to, nope, just bugged. Which could also just, be the case.
Yes, Death Elevator. The urban sequel to Death Bed, the bed that eats.
No, Patton Oswalt's already told us what the sequel's gonna be. But I ain't saying that on stream.
Yep. No ghosts, no spirits, no background music, no nothing. Elevator. Ah, now the spooky music begins.
Master Tip Tap! Well, hello there, Master Tip Tap.
That's a weird nickname for me.
Hello. Well, you could be called Three-Legged Matthew.
It's true.
Ah, the riddle is always in old man.
I was gonna say, the riddle is always man. God damn it.
The riddle is always man. God damn it. Also, hello, Vince.
Yep.
wasn't strange.
No, that's a cat head thing.
I change my shirt first.
Of course.
Yeah, Zaxxon. I had so many great memories of Zaxxon, like finding that thing. Or finding that thing.
I have a feeling finding that thing is like 99% of our memories.
Which is saying something considering they're major players in this plot. At least in the early parts of the game.
Yeah.
Don't tell my wife I've spent our kids' college fund.
Wouldn't that also be your kid's college fund?
There you are. A dust bunny with an attitude?
Well, let's see. It has an M on its head, and it's a blue cat ball thing.
Yeah, no, it's a Majin. I've seen Dragon Ball, I know how this goes.
Ghost cat building. Is that a ghost cat? There's a building with a ghost cat in it? Is that a building that is a ghost cat? How Miyazaki are we talking
Considering this is Digimon, I'd probably give it about, maybe at most, a 0.25 Miyazaki.
Oh, I'd have gone higher. I'd say 0.4.
Hmm.
I'm 99% certain that everything that has occurred in this game has occurred because of a Digimon.
Yeah, pretty much. Digimon or humans affecting Digimon. In some capacity. Oh no, the building's got the rumblies.
Oh man, it's my morning all over again. Damn you, Colby Pepperjack. That has some very strong "no, this is Patrick" energy.
Okay, A, how is there a vacuum tube computer inside these walls? And B, how is there a working vacuum tube computer inside these walls?
I mean, we covered this a long ass time ago.
This is not new information. This has been established.
Yeah.
I know. My questions, however, are new because I just thought of them. Like, a vacuum tube doesn't actually have that long a lifespan.
Eh.
These are special vacuum tubes. It's actually a Digimon. Vacuumon. I'm pretty sure that already exists as a Digimon.
It does not. Digimon does not tend to do the Pokemon thing of stick googly eyes on an object and call it a monster.
I was saying more the name. Yeah, and why take a regular object and put googly eyes on them when you can literally just put that dog in jeans and give him a gun? These jeans are acid washed.
Your heart attack was impressive. However, I have a flail. Hooray for random guessing. A. And this seems overkill. Wow. Go for distance.
君がいてくれてよかった。無理しちゃダメだよ。君がいてくれてよかった。行くぞみんな。行くぞみんな。君がいてくれてよかった。
I got friendship times 2. And here's the exit finally.
無理しちゃダメだよ。
You're not even wearing blue jeans. You're just a dog. Strength shift.
無理しちゃダメだよ
Just the image of the Digimon just standing there, and all of a sudden a ball and chain just whacks him off screen is amusing as hell to me.
That's fair.
Oh! みんなよく頑張ったね
And check it over here. The only thing that... I know these don't work for stat buffs, but there's one other thing that gives stat buffs in the game. It's the discs. It's an experiment I want to run. No. Okay, they fixed it in both places.
Oh?
Like I said, I wanted to see if, in previous versions of the game, the original release of the game when we played it on console,
Yeah.
the stat boosting items counted towards Digivolution requirements.
Ah!
So we could use like a defense plus 20 or a disc that did defense and stuff to
Yeah.
up people past the line and cheat a little on Digivolutions. Not cheat, but like smooth out the process. Unfortunately, it looks like in the re-release here, when they paired it with Hacker's Memory, they fixed that.
That's unfortunate because that seems like that's something you should do to reduce grinding.
I mean, the Digimon games are kind of all about grinding.
Yeah.
That's fair.
If you are playing a Digimon game, you know you're in for a lot of up and down with the Digimon evolution lines.
I mean, also, again, you like grinding in this game is possibly the easiest it is in any RPG ever. You go to the highest level area you can go to and hammer function call.
Yep.
Fair.
Like, all the grinding I did for getting everybody up to this level, that took an hour. And that included making the 3 Platinum Sukamons. Maybe an hour and a half, but no more than that. Yep.
Now, if only after all that grind, you actually had a fun game to play.
Oof.
That's just my general dislike for RPGs.
Fair enough. I can't address a dislike of a genre in general. I respect it. I don't think anything less of you for it, but this is just gonna be
More
a place
specifically
where-
of menu-driven combat RPGs that are kind of obsolete, if I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't extend to all RPGs per se, because there are ones that actually do interesting things, but
I mean, I would say the same thing about most grid-based strategy RPGs, to be honest.
Hmm.
Not enough of them do anything new with it.
The combat itself is at least interesting.
I would say
There-
the same thing about menu-driven RPGs. I find them interesting. It's a matter of personal.
Let me get a
opinion.
sentence out.
Right.
The combat at least has choices to make that are not like fucking trivial. That's my actual big problem with the menu-driven ones. Like how I do positioning, how I do various things in combat, it changes how the game plays, especially ones that actually have any difficulty to them. At least I can at least feel clever doing them. There's nothing like that in the menu-driven RPG.
Have you played Final Fantasy V?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say the sheer different methods you could have for different class layouts, taking advantage of different weaknesses / stats effects on bosses, I get that same type of satisfaction out of that. Other RPGs do the similar things.
But that's not what I'm talking about. It's not the building or that stuff is actually interesting. The building parts of Pokemon, the building parts of Digimon, that stuff is all fine and good. The menu-driven combat is still just menu-driven combat.
Yeah, what Vince is saying is that like he prefers the complexity to be in the act as well, not just the setup for the act, which I can see the point there. Is like, yes, even in Final Fantasy V, which like is basically one of my favorite games of all time, I can absolutely agree. It's like it's all before you get to the combat screen. Once you're in combat, you no longer have choices to make, really.
I mean, I'll be honest, like watching you play strategy RPGs, I feel like the same thing. The
But you're-
decisions you use to build your characters had just as much of a thing there as the actual execution. It doesn't really feel to me like the
But the
positioning is as important.
You're also not the one playing it, and it is when I'm actually playing the game. What I'm actually doing can win or lose a battle.
Yeah, he actually has a lot of choice to make about like, hey, how do I manage like the range that the enemy is from such a thing, or trying to manipulate the enemy AI to move certain directions or draw attacks away from certain other characters. There's little of that you can do in typical menu-driven RPGs.
A lot of that is incredibly practiced for me when it comes to that stuff, because God, do I play a lot of strategy RPGs, so I don't entirely like muse about it out loud or anything like that, because it's almost all rote to some extent. But or I'm just going through the thought processes faster because I've kind of been down that road before. But there's still a decent amount of, okay, what the hell am I going to do here, and actually trying to figure it out. And again, it also depends on how challenging the strategy RPG is. The ones
G-Gen games are pretty low on that scale.
Yeah. Yes.
I think ultimately it's going to come down to personal preference, because I find even in menu-driven RPG combat, I find that unless you are grinding, a lot of them still have significant difficulty, and you have to plan out the actual attacks. Knowing when to actually not attack that turn so you heal, or use stats effects to either boost your stats or reduce an enemy's. All of that can be in there in a menu-driven RPG as well. And I'm not saying you are wrong for not liking RPGs. Just like there's nothing wrong with me not liking strategy RPG combat. It's personal preference.
I mean, all those things you reference are basically just, okay, what do my numbers look like? Can I get away with attacking this turn, or do I need to heal? It's pretty binary.
I mean, I would say the literal same thing about strategy RPGs.
And
If I could
Am I in a
interject for a
position-
moment, I think the big thing is nobody in this conversation is changing anybody else's mind, so we're kind of
no, it isn't, but that doesn't mean it isn't entertaining to me. We're not arguing in a.
We're not getting vitriolic with each other.
No. I mean, that doesn't entirely apply to a strategy RPG per se. There is kind of a question of how much can I push it? Can I kill every... Like, being low on hit points doesn't matter if everything within range of me is dead and I can buy myself a few turns, which is not a strategy you could actually have in a menu-driven combat system, unless the encounter is dead and it's just there. To say nothing of also just the random encounter and random encounter grinds in a menu-driven RPG, which is going to be trivial almost by its nature, or the RPG is going to be a headache. The boss battles are where you get most of your actual engagement when it comes to a menu-driven RPG.
I will point out, specifically to that last point you had, that is one thing I actually do think that Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth extremely excels at, in the sense that, technically speaking, this game doesn't have random encounters if you don't want it to.
Yeah.
No, it's not
You actually have like full control over it between high security and function call.
that much is true, and it also makes me wonder if there's a way of just, you know, building an RPG that just does not have those things and is all, or a major RPG that doesn't have those things, is entirely just boss fights. But at the same time, what do you fill in the middle with?
I mean,
Gameplay.
there are ways to do it. I mean, it would be it certainly increases the complexity necessary in the design of the game, but like as an example, it's not from the RPG by design per se, but the Career Day randomizer, the open world randomizer for Final Fantasy V, actually by default just has encounters off, but adds experience to bosses, which isn't in the default game. So theoretically, you never have to fight a single random, like, regular monster in a Career Day run.
And
it like puts you on curve to be about the level you would need to beat the final boss.
yeah, if I remember watching you hosting the community doing speed runs of that, that was basically just a thing where the only thing they would really fight was bosses.
Yeah, unless there are some highly specific, you know, builds you have, like if you get like a chemist stuff, you might want to grind out turtle shells or something like that.
Yeah.
But other than that, like as far as actual grinding for stats or levels, just not a thing.
Granted, there are an unholy crap ton of bosses in that game.
Yes.
I will also say, to an earlier point that you made, Vince, you're not wrong about the combat in this game. Like, I usually save my general thoughts on a game for when we're done with it, but I generally love this game. I really like it, and I'm sure I'm gonna like Hacker's Memory, because it's more of the same with a different story. But combat in this game is consistently just me pressing the same attacks over and over.
Yeah, like realistically, Krampus navigates these menus for the sake of giving him something to do. He could just hit the options button and let them handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're at a point in the game where I don't care as much about SP now, and we have so many recovery items and money to buy recovery items. I could just let the game pilot itself. I like the game for the story, and I like the game for the raising element, similar to how I like Pokemon games for, you know, raising the Pokemon. But when it comes time for the actual fighting, it's a bare bones JRPG at its heart, and it doesn't try to be anything else out or in combat itself. I definitely get where you're coming from with your opinions on it.
Yeah.
Like, I do, and then we talked about this very early on, I do give it credit at least for a slight degree more complexity than your typical standard JRPG, in the sense that there is the combination both of the elements and the types at play. So there is a little bit more complexity there, but once you do reach a certain point, those are no longer really a consideration.
And to give a strange praise to Pokemon, which actually does probably the typing matchups better than any other game in a weird way, just because of the actual complexity behind that. Like, in and of itself, a lot of the actually interesting parts of the RPG really are not in the actual turn-based menu pushing at all. Or menu button pushing at all. But or at least when it comes to this one in Digimon, but actually in the out of combat elements, effectively.
I mean, of course Pokemon does the typing well. There's like 70 of them.
Yeah.
That's
Like
too
complexity
many
of triple
types.
typings. I mean, and reverses.
I mean, you joke. Honestly, too many types is about how I feel about normal fucking Pokemon.
17 types of normal Pokemon, I think.
Yeah, I think it's
18,
7. Is it 18 now?
I think it's an even number now with
They
the
haven't had
addition of
anything
fairy.
since Fairy, so.
I'm going to look.
18.
君がいてくれてよかった。
Uh, 18, not counting bullshit types.
Not counting gimmick one-off things that don't actually matter.
Well, there's question mark, question mark, question mark type, which only applied to a single move.
Yep.
Curse, which is now just ghost type.
Yeah.
There's the shadow type, which exists exclusively in Pokemon Coliseum, Gale of Darkness, and Pokemon Go.
Yep.
And then in Gen 9, there's technically the stellar type, which exists on a single terrestrialized Pokemon.
Yep.
And technically, any Pokemon can terrestrialize to stellar, but it's entirely a terrestrialization gimmick.
So there's at least the answer to one of your questions, Vince. Why is there a vacuum tube computer here?
Yeah, it was brought in by war criminals during World War II, probably
After
to
World
hide
War
it.
II, but yeah.
After World War II, probably to hide it from MacArthur.
Hey,
Okay.
you asked.
So we've been talking over it, and it's been fairly laid out in the text here. Essentially, this place was just a hole in the ground because they found an underground spring that bubbled up, and it turned into like a popular area. Eventually, they built Nakano Broadway over that hole. They filled it in with concrete, they built the foundation, and they built a 10-story tall multiplex center where that was. However, unlike every other building where the owner told people what they could and could not do with the spaces they rented, people just rented out spaces in Nakano Broadway piecemeal. So by the time anyone came to do an official blueprint, everybody had already renovated, and it was 8 years since the property had been completely transformed by its residents. So the existence of the vacuum computer, which was brought here after World War II, was covered up because someone found the vacuum computer and just sealed it up in a wall when they were building the cafe there. Or building the building that would then eventually become the cafe, maybe. We don't know if it was the cafe first or something else. Because it was such a huge, unwieldy machine, being an old-school vacuum tube computer, they were just like, not my problem, and just papered over it. And now, because of something digital magic, the computer is still working.
So what you're saying is this was written by someone who doesn't know what the hell a vacuum tube computer actually is.
Basically.
Correct.
Okay. I mean, the only part they got right is its size, at least, but...
You're a cat.
You're a cat that evolves into a dog that evolves into a lion that evolves into another lion that evolves into another lion that evolves into what the fuck is that?
No, in this instance, it's actually the ghost of a cat that got
Yes.
sealed inside the wall with the vacuum tube computer.
Yeah.
It could be that too.
So what you're saying is this computer was early Ghostbuster technology.
No, it was literally a living cat that got sealed inside the walls and died.
Possibly.
No, that's exactly what happened.
That is exactly what happened, actually. It's been...
I don't know. Has anyone observed the cat?
Yes, we're talking to him right now.
Is the cat in the room with you right now?
The digital
Yeah, it's
room.
literally on screen.
I don't know. I see Kyoko on stream. Yeah, if only this talking corn cob would stop telling me to feed people corn.
No, this isn't Soul Nomad and the World Eaters. We don't have talking corn here. No, not Soul Nomad. Oh my god. Makai Kingdom. That was it.
Oh, I'm talking about an FF14 side quest in Dawn Trail.
Oh. I got nothing on that one.
There is a corn spirit. I don't fucking know. That only you can see and is the living embodiment of corn, and it wants you to feed people corn that are starving. And like I said, you are the only one who could see it. So it's like, some good shit in this mezcal. Like Professor Toothy offering everyone a nice juicy lamb chop.
Also, because I didn't say it when you first came in. Welcome, Shiv.
I've been here the whole time. I don't know what you're talking about. It wasn't really that hard. We ran around for a while and we learned about the history of the building. This was one step harder than going to the library and looking up old newspapers.
Just sliding along there.
Bounce, bounce, bounce.
We got
Reminder, once again, of a thing I brought up a while back, that when you play the randomizer, there's a mod that it speeds up all the cutscenes, but because they're all rendered in engine, it just makes people move like 10 times as fast.
Woo! It makes him walk by at super speed.
Yep. Still not quite as funny as the very beginning of the game, where the like white ghost shows up and Jamiroquai slides at you, but
So, I've been listening to, or I've been watching some Let's Plays for stuff, and one of them involved the original Resident Evil 4. And they were discussing about how the QuickTime events work in there, for like things where you have to mash buttons. And it turns out that the actual progress for the animations are also linked to the speed of which you press the buttons.
yes.
So, man, if you have a turbo controller, Leon just scoots when he's got that boulder chasing him.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we've had that feel-good adventure, but there is the guy trying to fight Examon in the background here.
The message is, I miss my arm. This one just doesn't feel right.
Well, this seems like a dumb idea. So of course we're gonna do it.
I was going to say, nothing can possibly go wrong with this.
Alright, so we slip a note under her door and then go to the,
Let her know you're going to the store.
Once again, there is no problem tiny bats cannot solve.
They're pretty useful.
Hey, buddy.
ああ、来たか。待ってたぜ。さっさとあのデカブツを片付けるぞ。オタクのお仲間にゾロゾロ来られるとよっこいだからな。 ああ、そういやスウェードから聞いてるぜ。オタクがエグザモンを弱らせたんだろ。やるじゃねえか、電脳探偵。ああ、こいつか。こいつが気になるのか。結構便利なんだぜ、こいつ。なんだって食えるしさ。イーターだってデジモンだって、ひょっとしたら人間だって。俺さ、とにかく食って食いまくりたいんだ。腹が減って仕方ねえからさ。食えば食っただけ力が手に入る。でもって心は何も感じなくなっていく。
And you don't think it's a warning sign of some sort?
不思議なことにこれが意外と悪くないんだ。意外とさ。引くか引いてんのか。まあそりゃそうだよな。あ？強くなってどうするって。ま、そんな大それたことをやろうってんじゃねえよ。俺ずっとやり残してたことがあったんだ。それやっと思い出したんだ。だからそいつに蹴りをつける。そのために力が必要なんだ。もっともっともっともっともっともっともっと。だって俺思い出しちまったからさ。もう逃げらんねえ。逃げ道はどこにもねえんだよ。
あ
だから前に進
It's
む。
that time again. Yep, internet issues.
俺はもう逃げたりしねえ。
How unfortunate.
And slightly stable.
Yep. Stream seems to have stabilized.
All right, we're back. A dinosaur story.
んなことはいいじゃねえか。どうでも。そうさ、いいんだよ。もう今やるべきなのはこのデカブツの始末だ。さあ追っ始めようぜ。
I hear that, buddy.
おい、離れてろよ。おい、離れてろよ。
Hey, have you seen this animation enough?
Nope.
That's
Show it
one
again.
attack. He's gonna keep doing it.
Ah, now it's Angie.
Now he is, in fact, angry. Right in his balls.
おい
Oh, he's real angry now.
おい離れてろよ
And this should do it. Yep, there we go.
Memory up TX.
Nice.
Oh, he's so eepy now.
こいつはさすがにでかすぎだわいくらなんでも食い切れねえや
Does that mean you're offering to share?
なんだ言いたいことでもあんのかま言わなくても大体わかるけどなつーか自分でもわかってるんだあいつに利用されてるかもしれねえってよぶっちゃけ
Could
い
be.
ろいろ考えるのに疲れちまったんだわめんどくせえことは利口なやつが考えればいい結局俺はまだまだガキなのさ8年前から何一つ成長してねえだったらガキはガキなりにさ利口な大人の言うなりになって賢く生きてやるそうすりゃ欲しいもんが手に入るんだそういうこったがっかりしただろう今までこんなのとつるんでたんだからよけど見ててくれ俺はもう俺をやめるわ
It's Mercer!
A little bit, yeah. So you just left the dragon on the rooftop? That seems irresponsible.
What's it gonna do? Recover and... Oh.
ご苦労だったしかし弱体化したとはいえあの狂える竜を撃破してしまうとはやはり私が見込んだだけのことはあるなさすが私ださて活動を停止したエグザモンだが現在はマグナモンたちが監視している再び動き出す心配はないだろうとのことだが万一のためだそうだこれは君とデジモンたちの絆が成し遂げたことロイヤルナイツの戦闘能力はおろか信念や猛襲をもしのぎくじくところまで成長した誇らしく思いたまえどうした真田新が気になるかなるほど君ならば喚起されてしかるべき心理作用だ彼もまたロイヤルナイツに被験するほどの戦闘能力を得た情動ではありえないほど急速になその力はいずれ いや、すでに我々の新たな脅威と言えるかもしれないが、彼のことは君に一任する。君らしく半身の体当たりで解決したまえ。きっとそれが最善の道に違いないからね。
こんにちは。実はリエさんの、いえ、ロードナイトモンの居場所が分かりました。上城のエンジニアたちに協力してもらって、東京全域のデジタルウェーブ状態を解析した結果、秋葉原で起きているデジタルシフト現象にデジタルウェーブを操作した痕跡が検知されました。その痕跡をたどった先にロードナイトモンを示す反応があったんです。だから秋葉原に来てください。お願いします。待ってますから。
事件もいよいよ佳境に入ったか。敵対するロイヤルナイツはルフトモンおよびロードナイトモンを残すのみ。その一方の居場所が特定できたのは大きな前進だ。至急秋葉原へ向かって。
Okay. We are rapidly approaching the end of the game. Well, I say rapidly in a relative sense. There are 20
Comparatively
chapters to
rapidly.
the game. We are on chapter 17.
Ah.
And they are still dangling mysteries in front of us. Oh, hey, look, it's Dr. Datamon.
Got a memory up and some friendship.
Picking a memory up. Memory up DX. Like 4 more defense.
I'll be right back.
Yep.
Yep.
Virus data vaccine free. Handing out dubious medicine. All people in the world.
I returned.
Welcome back.
無理しちゃダメだよ。ほらほら。みんなよく頑張ったね。無理しちゃダメだよ。はっ。行くぞみんな。はっ。
Ah, you look like someone I know.
Nah, it doesn't look familiar to me at all.
Free mix. Digimon, I believe, is data.
I think he's a virus, actually. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm checking.
Yeah, I mean, we do just literally have.
No, he's Data.
Okay.
I can defeat any Digimon at all. Immediately starts a fight. That would be a bad idea given the group we've got, but...
行くぞみんなほらほら君がいてくれてよかった
And that is how you cast Fist.
Absolutely. This guy's the virus.
Rude. Accurate, but rude.
Yay. Thankfully, he does not make us go through all of that again. We are done.
That's good.
We are leaving. Italian coffee with tomato and basil paste, garnished with ham. Oh, ham coffee. Hamfy. Digital boxes.
行くぞみんな
You don't want to do that. I mean, I'll let you. I'll let you touch the stove. But you are gonna get burnt.
行くぞみんな
Not sure how he thought that was gonna go, but it went about the way I expected. Ah, okay, this is the real fight.
行くぞみんな
I'll try to resolve this peacefully.
Where's the fun in that?
Now we release all ordnance. He is very powerful.
Yeah.
We are also very powerful. Oh man, it sure would suck if we had a Digimon who takes away stat boosts.
That would just be the worst.
Oh, look, Amethyst Mandala. Or Mandala. Undoes stat boosts on targets.
What a shame.
君がいてくれてよかった 行くぞみんな。
Swing in a chain, swing in a chain. I've learned a lot about solving problems today. I've learned that a ball and chain can solve problems. I've learned that a swarm of tiny bats can solve problems.
We knew that one, though.
It's good to have a refresher. A brainy patch.
"行くぞみんな。続けていこう。 無理しちゃダメだよ。 行くぞみんな。
Quicker animation.
君がいてくれてよかった。
I did figure out if you're holding the accept button while you're doing a fight, it will do the animation slightly quicker, but only if you're holding it when the animation starts.
Hmm.
And also, the speed up of the animation is not great. It's like maybe 20% faster. Alright. It's here. These I will take care of off screen. Obviously, we're going into battle. We need to wear our finest accoutrement. The V on my head stands for victory.
It can stand for many things.
And it does. It's versatile. The V on his head stands for versatile.
Fair. Fair. Wasn't what I was going for, but,
Just Goku, but it was at the epicenter of the fart.
Time has finally come.
私は父の仇を討ちたい。ロードナイトモンと決着をつけたい。
I realized this would be faster and just brought a gun.
gun is good.
ありがとう。
Can't say the goddamn.
What? What?
The gun is good.
I was gonna say, we're playing Digimon. So many things have guns.
That's not what Krampus is doing that.
Oh, I'm aware.
Oh no, televisions.
We have been here before. We know all about the evil televisions. Ah, new televisions. A new development.
行くぞみんな
Oh, we haven't seen this guy before. Your Angemon could turn into this.
Sure.
Televisions. And a bus. Digimon thing.
More televisions. Well, fuck.
It's fine.
Fucking face every time.
There we go. The Flymon.
無理しちゃダメだよ
食らえ
ディバインピース
Now we have the flashy boss bunch.
Aha!
やりましたね
That got rid of some TAs. And made elements.
私たちならきっと
続けていこう
食らいなさい ごめんなさい仕方なかったの
無理しちゃダメだよ
そらそらそら
行け
こ やりましたね。行きます。食らいなさい。
Fire everything!
Firing the everything cannon. That's a thing, right?
Sounds like it would be.
Sort of. It's non-canon.
Oh.
Oh.
Someone fire that man out of the everything cannon.
Back in the spooky hand fight.
待ちわびたぞ。
ロードナイトももう逃がさない。
逃げる？私が？思い違いも甚だしいな人間。私はむしろ貴様らの来訪を歓迎している。目障りなゴミがきれいさっぱり片付くのだからな。
私はお前を許さない。父を殺したお前を絶対に。
私とて初めから貴様の父親を殺そうとしていたわけではない。ただあの女の意識が血を這い渦巻き、己が身をも焼き尽くさんとする打滑がごとき黒煙、岸辺の野心、欲望、嫉妬、その劇場が私の意識に影響を及ぼしたのだ。人間が我らデジモンにとっていかに危険な存在であるか。
それではリエさんが抱いていた父への殺意があなたを変えてしまったと？
Go ahead, to you too.
わはははは。
しかしあの女の感情はそう悪いものでもない。貴様らのような脆弱な人間を蹂躙する時の優越感、精神が崩壊する時の断末魔、その全てが私を高ぶらせ狂気させてくれるのだから。私にこの感情を与えたのは貴様ら人間。罪深いのは私か、それとも人間か、どちらだ？
エデン症候群を広めたのもお前の仕業なの？
半分正解といったところか。私はただイーターをコントロールしただけ。結果として広まったことは福音ではあるが目的ではない。だが かの罪の烙印の蔓延について私を責めようとは実に人間らしい。アングロドン、無知もまいたる修行だ。世界に破滅を導いた現在は、元凶は貴様ら自身であるというのに。
何を言って。
8年前だ。上白優吾、上白優子、白峰のきや、真田新、そして貴様。貴様らは8年前デジタルワールドにやってきたとてつもない災悪を引き連れて。
現在最悪。どういうこと。私たちがデジタルワールドへ。そんなこと覚えてない。記憶にない。記憶にない。もしかして私たちも記憶を奪われた。山科さんのように。それに8年前兄さんがエデン症候群になった。エデンのベータテスト参加した子供たち5人。5人。それって
ようやく思い立ったか。だがもはや貴様らに過去も真実も無意味。貴様らの明日は変わらぬ。絶望とともに滅ぶ運命は変えられぬ。それが貴様らの歩む唯一の道だ。真実の嫌味を知り泣き叫ぶがいい。
Okay.
Yeah, your 2 turns
then.
of setup don't mean a lot.
やりましたね。
But we did steal a stick of RAM out of her pocket.
Rampant thievery.
Yes, yes, I know that wasn't even your final form.
Oh, another form.
Oh, it's all sad.
なあ、大丈夫かお前。
All right, those are friendship.
Mm-hmm.
ほら早く行こうよ。お兄ちゃん待って。
お前ら勝手に行動するなよ。年上の俺の言うことちゃんと聞けよな。
はーい。さあもっと奥へ行こう。エデンはすっごく広いんだ。いろんなところに行ってみよう。
Behold, quite literally, the building blocks of Eden.
What brand building blocks are they?
You know,
Duplos.
I would say like mega blocks at least. I'm not sure if that's a compliment or an insult compared to Duplos, but
I mean, Duplo's just for little kids. Mega Blocks is the knockoff. I don't know if I call it a knockoff. It's the alternate brand.
you also may have noticed something about the layout of the places we've been running through. But if you haven't, this screen makes it really fucking clear.
ずーっとここで遊んでようよ。
Gee, I wonder who they could be.
賛成。みんなずっと一緒だよね。ああ、もちろん。僕たちはずっと一緒だよ。
ずっとここにいようぜ。なあ、いいだろ。
あれ、なんだろう。
おい、何やってんだ。
No, it looks like the internet just dropped as a whole, because even when it reconnected, we're still getting like 65% dropped frames.
Mm,
I think we are probably just going to drop for now. It's about our usual
that
closing
is
time anyway.
unfortunate. Yep.
Yeah.
We got to the end of the chapter.